In your world, you're incredibly famous. In like my parents' generation, probably not many of them know who you are. There is, again, in the media, there's now complete parallel lines going on. I've come into your world and I'm loving it. I find it very liberating. I walk the streets and it's a much younger type of person who comes up and is really engaged. It's a fascinating place to be doing your stuff, isn't it? Where are we going to be in 5, 10 years? Talk to me about cable news, about newspapers, about traditional media.
Look what happened with all the media companies coming out and saying if your income stays the same, consider that a raise today, right? How many people came in and said your salary is going down? Mehdi Hassan didn't want to renew his contract because they gave him a demotion. It's like, I'm going to go see what I can do on my own, right? Guys getting fired, guys leaving, Maddow's not doing it once. Companies are sitting there saying, I'm not getting the advertisement I got before. This business model doesn't work anymore. CNN Plus raises $300 million to create CNN Plus. They bring this Professor Scott G. Galloway and Wallace and all these guys, boom, filled like this. $300 million gone, right? And so the transition from cable to podcasting, it's gonna be very weird for these guys because in podcasting, independent, you don't get to say, you better pay me this or else this. That's not how this shit works. You got to go try to grind for a year, 2 years, 3 years, fly, go interview this guy, that guy, this guy. One thing goes, boom. Now the interview does 18 million, like, Bassem Youssef, 32, 33 million views. How much AdSense money did that bring, right? Just one interview. And then how many do you have over 10 million? You have quite a lot of them. So now for somebody like you, you are a great case study of a guy that can go from there to here. But you're interesting. You push back. You have an element of the mainstream side, but you have an element of Howard Stern, right? So go to the next 4 years. I think the next 4, 8, 12 years, 3 things are keeping cable in business. Boomers, big pharma, sports. Sports is leaving cable. The moment of Miami Dolphins game against Kansas City Chiefs, it was playoff game, I think it was game 1, got $110 million. Was it Roku? Who was it that gave him? Was it Roku or was it Hulu? Who gave him $110 million game 1? I don't, it was one of those guys that gave him 100 for a playoff game. Charles Barkley gets up and he says, look at these greedy people. What are you doing going away from, traditional cable? What kind of a thing? I understand this is all about money. I'm sorry, Barkley. Do you do NBA on inside the NBA for free? Was your agent negotiating a bigger contract? Are they? Or are you just saying, just pay me 200 grand a year?
It's market force.
Are you kidding me? The market's disrupting the entire place right now. So sports is going to leave. We're driving the other day, my son and I want to watch Joe Burrow play. Nowhere on TV are they showing the game. I go on Hulu. I'm watching the game of Cincinnati Bengals in Miami and Florida in my phone while we're driving. The kids are watching Joe Burrow play the game. It's a very different game. So that's that part. Big pharma, if they're given money, like the other day you saw John Legend, hey, go get your COVID shot, and they're paying guys like him or Kelsey 10 to 20 million bucks. How much longer is that going to work? And these guys are not getting agitated. And then the last one being the fact that boomers are eventually going to age themselves out of this. My dad's 82 years old. You know where he gets his news? My dad's always here. 82 years old, he's watching this now. He watches podcasts, he watches shows, he tells me, watch this clip, watch that clip. So they're also going through the transition. No, this game, in the next 4, 8, 12 years, those who can't do this without a teleprompter, who don't know how to push back, who are lazy, who don't do the research, who don't do the reading, who don't go recreate themselves constantly, 80% of them are going to get destroyed, even though if they went to Columbia University or they went to Yale or some fancy journalistic, it doesn't matter today. Market's changing.